Okay, let's dive into the world of what our clothes are really saying about us. We've been looking at this article from Pixel Pulse Fashion, all about the rise of streetwear statement tees.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff.
Because let's face it, our clothes, they're just so much more than fabric, aren't they? They're like this primary form of self-expression.
Totally. A language spoken instantly, before you even say a word. And
Right.
what this deep dive is exploring is how that language has gotten incredibly bold, unfiltered even. Our mission here is really to understand this trend, people wearing literally what's on their mind and, well, why they're actively choosing shirts that basically speak for them.
So the core idea from the Pixel Pulse piece, it's basically that streetwear is like the new personal megaphone.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not really about being subtle. It's loud, clear, kind of unapologetic.
Mhm.
And these statement tees, they're definitely trending.
Oh, massively. It's a way for people to just cut through all the noise and be genuinely, outspoken.
They're original. The key takeaways the article pulls out really capture this, I think. Streetwear as a megaphone. That's the main metaphor.
Right. And we're seeing these statement tees everywhere. From what the article calls stupid shirts, which is kind of funny,
All right.
to these brutally honest quotes, or just designs packed with personality.
Exactly. And it's not just a summer trend either. The article points out how this bold humor is creeping into seasonal stuff. Like you see those funny Black Friday shirts.
Oh, yeah. Or the fun fall shirts. They're everywhere now.
So the whole function of the shirt just shifts, doesn't it?
Dramatically. It goes from being just clothes to your personal billboard.
Right. Telling everyone your mood.
Or making that first impression for you. The article notes that people are deliberately choosing these expressive styles, even the slightly offensive ones, or just humorous tees you find online. They're picking those over the plain, basic options.
Thinking about that, it really highlights the power these simple tees hold.
Yeah.
The source calls them ridiculously awesome because they genuinely do the talking for you when maybe you don't want to say it out loud.
And that brings up a really interesting psychological angle, right? Why is it so satisfying to let your shirt say something you might normally filter? It connects to that constant editing we all do, trying not to, ruffle feathers.
As if wearing your Monday mood right there on your chest.
Totally. Or navigating that just sheer madness of Black Friday. A funny tee can create that little moment of shared understanding.
Or just make someone laugh in line. It's like an instant connection.
Yeah, definitely. Social psychologist Dr. Elaine Chen, she wrote Fashion as Language. She's quoted in the piece.
Okay.
And she really nails this. She suggests a provocative message on a shirt kind of gives the wearer permission to express something maybe a bit too real.
Ah, makes sense.
And crucially, she points out how humor adds this vital layer, makes it safer, more connective. It makes that bold statement feel, more inviting.
And it's not just the words, right? The design itself is huge.
Oh, absolutely. The article really emphasizes how clever visuals or the typography or just some playful irony can totally amplify the message.
They framed the urban graphic tee not just as clothes, but as an outlet. They call it the uniform of personality and rebellion. Kind of cool.
It is cool. And to really get why these shirts are having such a moment now, we kind of need to look back. Where did this whole idea even come from? It's not brand new.
Right. The article mentions fashion historian Trevor Black, who explains the origin. Back in the, 70s and 80s?
Yeah.
A shirt with a message was a really clear signifier. Belonging to a subculture, punks, rockers, activists.
It was how you signaled your tribe. A visual declaration, basically.
But now the article shows how it's gone totally mainstream.
Hugely. You see everyone wearing them now.
Right.
From corporate execs on Casual Friday to college students, often with that humorous twist that makes it okay for everyday wear.
And interestingly, the source argues this mainstreaming hasn't really diluted the impact. If anything, it's amplified it. Well, with social media, right, a good statement tee can just go viral. The wearer becomes this sort of temporary walking meme.
That's a great point. And accessibility is key too, right?
Yes, certainly.
The sheer number of online t-shirt shops now means these aren't just niche items in some underground store anymore. Anyone can find one, or even make one that speaks to them.
Okay, but just, slapping some words on a shirt doesn't automatically make it good. The source is pretty clear there's an art to it. The best ones, they walk this tricky line between being provocative and being funny.
Yeah, they list some key elements the article identifies for a really successful design. First, authenticity. The message has to feel real, genuine to the person wearing it.
Right. Not just wearing a trend.
Exactly. Then, unexpected humor, subverting expectations, maybe mashing up contradictory ideas.
Okay.
Quality design is also good typography, layout. It just looks good. And importantly, conversation potential. It should actually spark interaction, not just make people uncomfortable.
Makes sense. And the article even suggests, if you want the really good stuff, maybe look for those specialized graphic stores that really get this art form.
And the piece then dives into a few specific examples that really nail these ideas.
Okay, like what?
First up, the skeleton hand FU Streetwear t-shirt.
Ah, yeah, I think I've seen versions of that.
Right. The article talks about its brilliant simplicity. It's all imagery, no words needed. Calls it the fashion version of a mic drop.
Ah, I like that. Edgy, artistic.
And pretty universal, that sentiment. They share this anecdote from Alex, a graphic designer. He wore it to a family reunion.
Oh, boy. How did that go?
He called it the perfect reaction spectrum. His cool cousins thought it was hilarious.
Okay.
An uncle just pointedly ignored it, and his grandmother, bless her, thought it was a rock band logo.
Wow. That really does capture it. It proves how much one shirt can say without a word. The source basically calls it the ultimate F-off tee for when you just can't be subtle.
Then there's another one, the funny cartoon Streetwear sarcastic t-shirt.
Okay, what's the deal with that one?
What's clever here, the article says, is how subversive it is. It takes this innocent, almost childlike cartoon style
Right.
and pairs it with a really adult, often sarcastic message. It kind of walks that line between funny and maybe a little provocative.
Yeah, the article calls them those stupid graphic tees that make you look twice.
Yeah.
Is that cute? Or is it saying something kind of messed up?
Exactly. Like a character from, South Park or something decided to live on your shirt.
Huh.
They mentioned Michael, a software developer. He wears his on casual Fridays. Jokes, it's technically okay because it has a cartoon character.
Cheeky.
While also expressing how he really feels about endless meetings. He also said it's been a surprisingly good way to find colleagues with the same sense of humor.
I can totally see that working. And the article mentions seeing similar designs at music festivals, where they act like little magnets, pulling like-minded people together.
Yeah, it highlights that multi-level appeal. You can like the graphic itself and connect with the message underneath. It's a great example of how these, funny shirts you find online can actually build community.
Okay, what was the third one?
The third one featured is the So Lit Right Meow Funny Cat Streetwear t-shirt.
Ah, the cat meme connection.
Totally. The article calls this one a perfect fusion of internet culture, classic cat memes, and, cannabis culture.
Right, got it.
The source quotes Jamie, who's a barista and a DJ. She says it basically sums up 3 core parts of her personality on one shirt. Cat lover, internet person, and enthusiast of certain activities.
That's pretty efficient.
It is, and what makes it work so well is the wordplay, so lit right meow. The article says it's both current and timeless because the references are instantly recognizable.
So it creates that instant connection.
Yeah.
Helps you find your tribe without saying anything.
Exactly. No awkward small talk needed.
So beyond those 3 main examples, the article touches on a couple other types too, right?
Yeah, definitely. There's the warning label category, like that sarcastic quote, caution I have no filter funny t-shirt.
Uh-huh. Okay, I need that one.
Right. It's like part fashion, part public service announcement. The article sees it as sort of celebrating that lack of filter.
Which fits into that whole sarcastic graphic tee trend. The source suggests it's kind of refreshing in a world where everyone's so careful about what they say.
Totally. And then there's the adult humor classic category.
Okay, tread carefully here.
Yeah, this is for folks who appreciate humor that pushes the boundaries a bit more. Hilarious adult sayings. Quotes. The article is very clear. Definitely not suitable for all audiences.
Understood.
They share a story from Taylor, an account manager. She saves these teas for, casual hangouts with friends who get her humor.
Makes sense.
She finds they're amazing conversation starters, icebreakers. People always ask where she finds such funny merch.
So the source suggests that if you've got the confidence, these adult graphic t-shirts can be real wardrobe workhorses, saying everything you're thinking, but maybe you're too polite to actually voice.
Exactly. So shifting gears a bit, the article also looks at the broader cultural impact.
Right. It's more than just funny shirts.
For sure. It's become this really important way for people to express themselves. It can even touch on political commentary.
Oh, interesting. How so?
Well, they quote cultural critic Darius Johnson. He notes that message-based clothing often pops up more during times of social tension.
Mm.
But what he finds really interesting now is how humor is being used to deliver messages that might otherwise feel too heavy or confrontational for just, wearing around.
So the tea becomes a way to talk about tough stuff, but through a shared laugh or a smirk.
Pretty much. And like we said before, the rise of online retailers has just democratized this whole thing, made it accessible to way more people.
Okay, so if you're listening and thinking, maybe I should try this, how do you actually wear these tees? Does the article give styling tips?
It does. Some practical advice. They list a few approaches. You can keep it simple. Casuals. Cool. Just jeans, shorts, sneakers. Easy. Or you can try the high-low mix. This is where you deliberately contrast the casual tee with something more structured, like a blazer or nice tailored pants.
Oh, I like that idea. The article shares a story about that, right? Someone wore a snarky tee with a blazer to a gallery opening.
Yeah, apparently they got loads of compliments. People loved the contrast, the unexpected message in that setting.
It shows how styling can totally change the vibe.
Exactly. That story really nails it. Other options are the layered look tee under an open shirt or jacket, or go full statement where the tee is absolutely the main focus of the outfit.
And don't forget seasonal adaptation. The article mentioned layering funny fall shirts with flannels, perfect for autumn get-togethers or just making cooler weather less depressing.
Totally. And stylist Rachel Kim's advice in the source is spot on. She says the key is confidence. If you're going to wear a shirt that makes a bold statement, own it completely.
Right. Hesitation kills the effect.
Exactly. The message is only as strong as the confidence behind it.
The article also makes a really good point about quality, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it says confidence is easier when the tee itself is good quality. Warns against those cheap ones that fade or crack after one wash.
Right. It's a waste even if the joke's brilliant.
Exactly. Good fabric, durable print,
Yeah.
it matters. So your statement doesn't literally wash away.
Makes sense. So looking ahead, what does the Pixel Pulse article see for the future of statement streetwear? Is it sticking around?
Oh, yeah. Definitely not going anywhere.
Yeah.
If anything, the article suggests it's getting more nuanced, more creative and diverse.
Trend forecaster Aidan Brooks is quoted saying, "We're seeing incredible creativity, increasing sophistication in how designers and wearers use tees to communicate. It's evolving."
Yeah, including that seasonal evolution we talked about. Beyond just summer tees to funny fall shirts, funny Black Friday shirts.
Yeah.
Capturing specific moods.
And the tech side is pushing it forward too, right? Print on demand, independent designers.
Exactly. There's just an explosion of options now. You're not limited to big brands. You can find something super specific to your niche interest or attitude.
The article points to some emerging trends too, like interactive elements, QR codes linking to websites or music.
Oh, cool.
Limited edition drops, making them collectible, hyper-personalization where you can customize everything, and more clever cross-cultural references.
So with all these choices out there, how do you, the listener, find that perfect statement tee? The source gives some final tips.
Okay, let's hear them.
Know your comfort level. How provocative do you actually want to be?
Good point. Consider your audience too, right? Where you'll be wearing it.
Definitely. Check the quality fabric, print. Maybe consider supporting independent designers who are doing cool stuff.
Yeah, important.
And ultimately, trust your gut. Does it make you smile? Does it feel right? Then it probably is.
The article really hammers home that authenticity point again. The best statement tee is one that genuinely clicks with your humor, your personality, your style.
Which kind of brings us back to the conclusion about why these tees actually matter right now.
Yeah.
In a world that feels increasingly filtered, especially online, wearing a statement tee is like dropping a little truth bomb. It can spark actual real-world moments.
The article shares this perfect story. Someone wearing a social skills loading shirt at a music festival.
Love it. What happened?
Well, they got sunburnt, found a new favorite band,
Right.
and made 3 new friends who came up because of the shirt.
See? They work. Conversation starters, community builders.
Totally. Jordan, a content creator quoted, puts it really simply. He says, "I've genuinely had more meaningful conversations with complete strangers because of my statement tees than I ever have through any social media platform."
Wow. That's powerful. He loves that shared moment, right? That shirt funny joke connecting people instantly.
Exactly. So ultimately, the article argues these shirts just cut through the noise. They create instant inside jokes with strangers, and they're a reminder not to take everything so damn seriously.
Whether it's that fuck it t-shirt, broadcasting your mood,
Right.
or funny Black Friday tees helping you survive the crowds.
They just put your vibe out there. No words needed.
So next time you're browsing online or in a store, don't just think about what looks cool. Think about what actually speaks to you. What message do you want to wear? Your next favorite tee might just be the most honest thing in your closet.
Because in a world just saturated with polite small talk and these, carefully curated online identities.
Could literally wearing your true self, sometimes blunt, often humorous, right there on your chest.
Yeah.
Could that be one of the most authentic forms of communication we actually have left?